So when it's up here, I can see what people saying and all that?
Exactly.
Oh, okay, I ain't never done that, man.
We good. Anyway, tonight, man, we had, here we go. I don't want to tag friends, I want to share it to a group.
It's 7 o'clock?
Yeah, it's 7 o'clock. You good? No, you good. You take your time.
Okay.
You need
door lock?
Yeah, how about a lock?
I got you. I'll get you 1 second. You good. Come on. Whew. Huh? Say it again. Yeah, straight back to you. Straight back when you're left. You go back to your left.
Here you go.
Thank you, baby.
You're welcome.
Oh, yeah. Straight back on your left.
Thank you.
You welcome. That's good. Okay.
So I can start it.
Yep. Hey, what's going on? What's going on? My man say, what time is practice? Somebody say, what time is practice?
They asked me that.
Yeah. Hey, how y'all doing? Tonight we got my man, Coach Shooter from Metro Bengals tonight, man. I've been waiting for this for a while. I want to make him wait a couple seconds for everybody to chime in. What's up, Mr. Rico? Anyway, tonight, man, we're going to talk about the culture of youth football, right? So we definitely going to chop it up and talk about everything. Me and Shooter been talking about, we've been talking about this for a while. We're going to sit down and talk about different topics, you know what I mean, tonight. Like I told y'all, we're going to hit on the culture of youth football and where it's at today. Also, we're going to touch on one of the biggest conversations we're going to touch on is weighted versus unlimited. We're going to definitely discuss that tonight, man. And then some of the other things, you just stay tuned, man. We're going to talk about a whole lot of stuff, man. And just like me, right? Like, I'm just, like, real curious because me and Shooter, I've been knowing Shooter, man. I guess y'all don't know. I guess some of y'all who think I didn't know. Like, I just met Shooter yesterday. Yeah, remember? Shooter, it's a funny story. Matter of fact, me and Shooter talk about this, and Cody, to this day, talk about 2004 when Shooter had the Pee Wee team. Marshall Heights. You know what I mean? So, again.
One of my best teams.
Hey, you heard what he said. So,
very good one.
Cody, you can share. I did share it, Cody, on the shit. So, they all locked in, Cody. Just tag them. Just tag them to the group, Cody. Just make sure they on here. I'm waiting till I see Mike Wilson. Once Mike Wilson chime in, everybody going to chime in anyway.
That should have been the first year I went to Florida, too, 2004.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to talk about that. I'm going to go live so I can tag in this. Matter of fact, I got one even better, Cody. While we getting ready, I'm going to go live inside the shits. That's what I'm going to do.
Fam, I see they coming in. I ain't never did this live thing.
Yeah. That's a good thing, though, man.
Definitely, I'm new to this. I'm thankful for anybody that's coming on to my live. I see my cousin Simple on here. What's up, cuz? I see my man Rock, my brother.
Hey, Rock, I see. Is that Rock Hilton?
Yeah, that's Rock.
So
Hilton,
Rock,
man.
I see him on Sunday on everything I love.
Rico up on here.
Hey, anyway.
That's my brother.
Hey,
I see my homie Reggie on here.
Hey, Wesley.
Oh, man. My best tight end ever when I was a youngin', man. My man Gup on here. I'm loving that.
Yeah, every day say.
What's up?
I told Shooter's new to this, right? But anyway,
Real new.
So I hope everybody in the shits. I'm waiting for some more people to come in the shits. Hey, what's going on? Like I said, tonight we're going to touch on youth football. What's up, Nate? How y'all doing? Hey, T, what's going on? Y'all see who I got here? Y'all see. There we go. Child on that. Now we talking. Yeah, we talking. Hey, there my man, Michael Brown. That's my guy, Michael Brown. I hope to see you next week with you and Mike Wilson.
I like Mike Brown too, man.
Yeah, I can't wait. Next week I'm gonna interview Mike Brown and Mike Wilson, man, at the studio. She said she. T, can you hear now? Tell me
I
if you
like
can hear me,
him
T.
for multiple reasons. He gonna be shocked for why I like him.
Okay, back. T, can you hear me now? T, let me know if you can hear me. Hey, Elliot, can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me, Elliot. Hey, shooter, that's what Nate Walker say.
What's up, Miss Nay? Glad to hear my man Stefan is at home. You should have called me.
Hey, Nate Walker, give me some thumbs up if y'all can hear me. Oh, she told me she couldn't hear me. She got a Bluetooth for him. What the hell? Nate, thank you. Okay, thank you, bro. Anyway, like I said, tonight, man, we're going to touch on the culture of youth football, right? And like I said, I told y'all before, she would have got something to say. You know what I mean? So, my man Cody said, volume good. Hey, what's on, Muggsy? Hey, I'm glad everybody in the shits is in here, right? Thank you, Nate, because I'll inbox you if you don't hear me. Hey, Luke Cage, y'all see I got the good shooter here, right? My man, appreciate you. Hey, Rock. So, shooter, I'm gonna let you. Man, you just had a good conversation, right?
Yes, sir.
So, I want you to explain to everybody, because I think some reason people think that you just started coaching at Metro,
Right.
and just give people a little bit of your history before we get into like where it started for you.
Where it started for me was in my own community, my own neighborhood. I started in Marshall Heights, and sometimes Metro Bengals take a lot of criticism because of how long I've been coaching. So I've been coaching now for 24 years. So people accidentally make the mistake in believing that the Metro Bengals been around that long. But I started in my own neighborhood with Coach Moot, Coach Jay. We had we had Pop, which is Irvin Jenkins. All of us was neighborhood guys that played with 14 Boys Club. And when we were young, that's where we all played at. So we grew up as childhood friends. Matter of fact, Jay Ford watched us all grow up. You know what I mean? So Jay Ford was like a mentor. He opened the doors for all us to coach. We all looked up to Jay. And he saw us as children. You know what I mean? So, for us, Jay Ford was legendary. And we started Marshall Heights in our own community. And, we started, our own program. And that's where I branched off from. I branched off in 2006 myself. Coach Warney, Coach Rock, and Coach Sweat, also neighborhood guys that also was pivotal in helping Marshall Heights get to where they were. So I've been around this for a long time, and I was around when it was very, very good. It was very competitive, Barry. You know how it was then. So that's, some of that we're going to touch on tonight.
Okay, bet. So how did you start? What made you start Metro Bengals? How did you start Metro? What made you start Metro?
With Metro Bengals, Marshall Heights at the time, we were growing at a pace that at that time we really couldn't handle. So, and when I say we couldn't handle it, we were able to take on the children, but as far as leadership in the direction that we were going in, certain things we were addressing and we were putting out there, in meetings and all that kind of stuff. And, myself, I was always a vocal guy. And at some point, myself, Warney, Rock, and Sweat just felt like the demand that was needed at that particular time and what was actually going on at that particular time, I felt like we wasn't growing in leadership when it came to what we need to do as a program in Marshall Heights. So, versus childhood friends becoming enemies or childhood friends ending up in a bad spot with each other. You know what I mean? I know I still wanted to coach. I know I still love coaching. So, we just want to do something a little different, but try to get the same kind of effect on the community.
Okay. So Shooter, my question to you, right? What do you think of the culture of the youth football is today? What is your take on the culture of youth football today?
So the culture on youth football today and back then, first thing I want to do, because this is sports, sports is a touchy subject. You know what I'm saying? If you make the game winning shot, people gonna love you. If you miss the game winning shot, they're gonna hate you. So some of the things I'm gonna say tonight, fam, I'm not taking no shots. You know what I'm saying? Because number one, I want you all to know I'm a fan of our area. I'm a fan of the DMV. And I'm not just saying this because I'm here tonight, but all you got to do is ask all the guys that was going to the Nationals way before I ever went to a National. I've been following Watkins in the National Championships. I done been in their rooms with them when they're in the National. I done been with Marshall Heights. I done been with White Oak. I done supported y'all, before the Bengals ever went to a National. So I'm a big fan of our area. I believe our area is the best area in the country. So, but when you talk sports, there are going to be some things that probably get said tonight that some people may feel I'm going at them, but I'm not going at them. I'm really just talking about what we talking about,
exactly.
the culture of youth football. So the culture of youth football today, is getting bad. Although, the children are good, but the adults are changing the game because the adults trying to fit themselves into a 11 and 12-year-old situation. You know what I mean? When the game belongs to the children. You know what I mean? And we putting ourselves too far in it. Like Barry, y'all say, shoot, you don't talk too much. You don't say because it's not my lane. You know what I'm saying? That game don't belong to me. You know what I mean? I'm a teacher in the game. You know what I mean? But I know the game really belongs to the youth. And so you got adults, you got coaches, you got parents, you got everybody, man. They messing it up because, they turn it into something else. So the things that we trying to do in developing children all over our area, you know what I mean? We just blowing it. The difference between now and then, back then, whenever you had somebody's child, the parent really treated you like you was the uncle, the big brother of that child. So that child was yours. So you took care of that child. They trusted you with their child. Today, we got the LeBron James era going on. So if something don't go right, you don't give a youngin the right jersey number, he gone. You know what I'm saying? You don't give a youngin the right touches, he gone. You know what I'm saying? You don't get if you don't win a particular game, our parents now don't even want to hold our children accountable. You know what I mean? So they don't know that you raising young men. So ain't no accountability going on right now. They just, the first thing that go wrong, they ain't looking at their child. They looking at the coach, they looking at the program, and they saying I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? Gotcha. So everybody want the microwave quick fix. Everybody want, the internet. They want the send button. So if you can't hit send and win, you gone. If you can't hit send and get my child the jersey number, you gone. You know what I mean? You can't hit send and give my child the playing time, you gone. Not, I want to see my son compete. I want to see my son get challenged. I want to see how my son respond to a loss. I want to see how my son respond to a big opponent. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a big competitor, man. I don't want nothing easy. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like today people feel entitled. You know what I'm saying? I feel like back then people was trying to earn it. You know what I mean? So that's the difference.
Okay. Shooter, we had man, you had a conversation before this, and we got to talk about this. This is one we wasn't going to talk about, but the Metro Bengals could have went, back then we know it was the MFA.
Right.
And we know we had Marshall Heights, Rodney, well, let's do it the right way. You had Beacon House and Marshall Heights. At that time was the only two Pop Warner teams. When they came, they was the only two Pop Warner teams at that time. So when you went Metro, could you have stayed in DC, or how'd you end up in the MFA instead of staying in DC?
I could have easily stayed in DC, but what happened was this. Marshall Heights was so strong at that time, and we had a lot of talent to come through Marshall Heights, but every time we got in the regionals, we always lost to MFA. So at that time, MFA was so competitive, and they was beating us with coaching. MFA was very strong. You had Northwood, you had White Oak, you had Marlow Heights, PG Storm. You had guys, man, they was getting it in. You know what I'm saying? The Baltimore guys and the PG County guys. And every time, at that time, Beacon House wasn't as strong as what people know now. At that time, Marshall Heights was running everything. So in a championship in the regionals, you may have saw one or two Beacon House teams back then, but when you went from 75 all the way to 125,
right,
all you saw was Marshall Heights in the championship in every game. And we was getting 3 to 4 of those teams out every year. And so we always get hit when we play MFA. So even if we go to New Jersey first and beat them, when we come back in our area and have to play MFA, we always lost. So when it was time to do our own thing, I said, man, I want to go to the best league in the country. Okay. I don't want to DC. The challenge ain't going to be as big as it would be if we go into MFA, because at that time, y'all had all the national championships. Right. DC had no national championships. All the national championships were in MFA at the time.
Right, and I think J Ford
didn't get one until 2006.
Right.
Yep, the year I left.
With Wags.
No, it wasn't with Wags.
It was after Wags.
No, it was after Wags.
Yeah,
that was Ralph Hodge.
Right, because they lost to Dale City with Wags.
Right, yeah. Excellent game.
Yeah, lost Dale City with Wags.
Yes, sir.
4-yard line. Come on, Jay, get it in.
But we played them 3 times that year, so, we were pissed about that because they came down the outfield. We went down there, then we had to go to Florida. So that's why people don't know, even when people talk about the easy route to Florida, no, what they don't know is if you would have ever split us up back then, we was going to knock everybody off and end up in the national championship, whether it was Pop Warner or AWAB. That's why Dale City, we played them twice in the regular season at home in Pop Warner, but Dale City went the Atlantic route when you playing against Virginia Beach Mustangs, and they
Man,
went
that's
that route.
mutiny.
So they ended up meeting with Marshall Ice, in the national championship again after playing us twice during the regular season.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So, hey, Shooter, I got a question, man. We talking about, you always hear me talk. I don't know if you're not really on social media, but people tell you.
No, I get it. They sent it.
Right. Yeah. They
Yeah,
say, hey, but my question to you is, right, what would you say to the people such as myself, or I'm speaking on myself again when I'm talking as Shooter these questions because I don't want nobody to think that I'm sneak dissing. The bottom line is, what would you say to the guys that Shooter, y'all have won the national championship, right?
Right.
But what do what would you say to people who keep getting on or keep saying that y'all still ain't won no national championship and keep on hounding y'all about it? What would you say?
All I tell people, man, let's do the real math. You know what I'm saying, of who won a national championship. And so one of the ways to do the math, everybody that's on right now, they could do the math just like this. Barry, if me and you hopped in the car and we said we was going from D.C. to California, and you started driving 5 years before me, or you started driving 5 days before me, you should beat me to California because that's the West Coast. So you should beat me to the other end of the road where everybody want to get to. So when people measure us up, they always measure Metro Bengals success to people that have already been around 20 and 30 years. Exactly. So if we only been around this thing 13 to 14 seasons, and you measuring us up to somebody that been around 25, 30 seasons, you know what I'm saying? You got to use that math with everything. Any position you trying to get to, you got to look at time and distance. You know what I'm saying? So even the young coaches in my program, I always tell them, they don't like it, but I tell them, man, you got to be around a while, man. You got to earn your stripes. You know what I'm saying? You got to go through these wars. So when they say Metro Bengals should have already done it, I always say, tell me the guys that did it. Okay. Less than 20 years. It's hard to find them. You can't find them. You know what I'm saying? When you dig through it right now, when you look at the coaches and you look at the programs that's winning national championships, they've been around for a while. So no new program jump in and go and win no national. It just don't happen. You know what I'm saying? So all they got to do is do the math. If me and you take off from D.C. to California and you pull off 5 days before me, Barry, you should beat me there. You should beat me there.
That was a hell of a way for him to sum that up for me. I got that part, right? He said, hey, you got that part. But also, while we talking about this, the coach of youth football, Shooter, what is it that we could do in this area, man? And I'm glad I looked on my post, man. Craig Kahuta's on here from AYF. I'm glad he's on here.
Right.
Because I always ask this question, what do we do in this area to generate our own revenue?
Man, this area right now, and no disrespect to Craig and the AYF, because I'm a member of the AYF. I have a decent relationship with Craig, but I feel like our area is the best area in the country. You know what I'm saying? And I believe we're acting just like the rappers that created hip hop. The rappers that started hip hop in Queens and Bronx, New York, in the alleys and the block parties. They had something. And then versus them being the ones that reaped the full benefit of it, they gave it to Jimmy Iovine and they gave it to Arista Records and Clive Davis and all that. Regardless of what anybody say, you know what I mean? The proof is in the pudding. Our area is the best area in the country, and we can do our own thing, and we can keep some of that money right here in our own town versus spending so much money. Craig on here, he know this. This is something that I've even mentioned to him. All you got to do is look at the brackets, whether it's unlimited or weighted. This year we sent 24 teams, not even talking about All-Star. Right. 24 teams from our area. You can't name an area in a country. Nowhere in the country has sent 24 teams to Florida. Not even Florida. They in Florida, and they can't get 24 teams. Right. But 24 teams come from our area. Last year, 2018, we sent 26 teams. This don't include All-Star. Right. So look at that revenue. When you do 26 or 24 times that $550, because we all got to pay $550 for a booking code. Right. And so everybody that's listening, we all need to do the math on that. While you listening to this, pull your calculator out. The first thing Craig said when he got on the mic when we had the coaches meeting, man, he congratulated us all. He was very thankful, but he said, man, hey, we look good again, man. We got over 75 teams here this year. And so I'm a businessman. So immediately when he said it, I went to my calculator. I said, damn, that's 550 times 75. Times 75. Yeah. So I'm saying that's a booking code. What is a booking code? Ain't no labor in that. Booking code ain't no dude with no mop. Booking code ain't no dude with a trash can or a trash bag. Ain't no label in that. So that's just an empty
Right.
550. Now that booking code is also so they can track where we go and they get a percentage. So let's just say this. And again, I have no problem with AYF hustle.
Right.
Because I'm a part of AYF.
Right.
I have no problem with their business model. I'm a part of them. I'm with it. I've never complained about paying anything. I'm just saying now that we are so hot and now that our area is so strong, everybody watching our area. Why don't we do something so we can generate that same thing? That don't mean we get out of AYF. That means we do our own thing. And we start generating some cash flow for ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Because we got nonprofit programs.
Right.
We're not making no money off this. We do this for free. I got 24 years of sweat equity in this.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? 24. I got a daughter in here that's 20 years old that been watching me do this forever. You know what I'm saying? I don't get nothing off of this. And the guys is doing it all over the area. That's why I respect everybody that do it. That's why, I'm a fan of it. You know what I'm saying? So regardless of, what we do when we compete, you know what I'm saying? I'm a fan of the area. You know what I'm saying? See, I'm proud to say, although we came back empty-handed, but I'm proud to say, man, it was 12 opportunities this year to win a national championship.
Right.
Guess who came back with 9? Our area. So that tells you something. We 9-3 compared to the country. It was 12 opportunities, Barry.
Oh, shit.
12. When you do unlimited and weighted, it was 12 opportunities to get a national championship. Our area came back with 9. And the people that did win it, where we didn't win it at, you talking about 14U, 13U, and all that. That wasn't our best representation.
Right.
Our best representation was still in weighted ball, all being mixed in a different kind of way. Just imagine the Bigs kept his whole team together.
Right.
And those youngers wasn't at Maryland Heat. They wasn't divided in Marshall, Ice City Life, and all those different places. Imagine how he would have represented at 12U this year with that mob.
Right.
So our area, man, I think we're in a real good position, man, of doing our own thing. And we so scared though. So we don't even look at Barry this year alone. Man, we did an all-star game.
Somebody said get back to the math with the booking fee, with the booking code.
With the booking code?
Yeah.
I do. I'll give you an example. The booking code, we all pay $550.
Right.
Right, before we do anything. So I had 3 teams to go.
Right.
So I had to send $1650 before I done anything. So before I booked the room, before I booked rental cars, before I booked any of those things, I had to get a booking code. So now if the person that asks for that, pull your calculator out. Ask yourself how much is 75 times 550. So let's say, I don't know what Craig and them get because that ain't none of my business. But I can count by tens a little easier.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to say is this. I'm going to say they're getting 10% off our rooms, right? My program spent $22,000 on rooms,
Jeez.
right? So 10% of that is what? That's $2,200.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now if you take that means if every 3 teams you make $2,200 because I sent 3 teams.
Right.
So if every 3 teams you making $2,200 on lodging, plus you got an empty 550 booking code, plus you done booked the venue at Austin Tingle, so everybody that's vending there, they got to pay to be up in there because you letting them know, look, man, I got 75 teams coming, over 1,000 people going to be there. This is what we charge if y'all to even vend up in this piece.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm saying we can do that same thing. I'm not saying get rid of AYF.
Right.
I'm a part of AYF. I'm saying we have to stop giving away our culture. We have to stop creating things. We have to stop building things and then don't do nothing to benefit off it on our own. All of us, man, we just losing money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No disrespect to the people that's running AYF, but they don't have to deal with taking no children back and forth home, going to children's schools, buying children uniforms, dealing with the fact that the parents may be ungrateful. They ain't dealing with none of that. We deal with all, look, we start prepping. Spring training starting right now, right?
Right.
So here we are, Barry. We can start spring training in March, be trying to prepare these children, then get ready for the fall season in August. Prepare these children, compete in this real tough area where we competing at.
Right.
Prepare to go to Florida, knowing we don't have no money because we nonprofit. We raise the money, get to Florida, get in the game, get tough. We take an L. Before we get on the plane, we hear about a parent that don't want to be with us no more.
Yeah.
Now, we done all that work investing in somebody else's child, but just that quick, we become nobody. So I'm saying to us, man, since we put that much sweat equity in it, man, why we don't create our own culture? The All-Star game was beautiful, man. The All-Star weekend was beautiful. They set up a schedule. They had fields. They did all that stuff. We did it on our own.
Gotcha.
And we done showed people, man, we got the platform. Every time we do something, everybody watching. Everybody follow. The whole country following us. But nobody admit it. But all you got to do is look in the brackets. One thing about me, Barry, I don't say too much, but when I do talk, I already did the research. So I'm the type of guy that, man, if you're gonna argue with me, you better study. So I already know nobody sent more teams to AYF Nationals than us.
In this area.
In the DMV.
Yeah. They gave you the numbers too. They say AY came over 13,000. They say just area total with the 75 teams over 41,000.
Yeah, just on booking code.
Jesus.
And my thing is, who is booking code? Where is he? Can I at least see a guy with a polo shirt that say booking code so I know who we paying? You know what I mean? So it's just an empty, it's a blanket. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, people are asking, it's a good question why we're not doing it. I just, again, you know, I always say, man, it just the mentality, man. Don't, you know, my whole thing, I always say, I've been preaching this shooter from Pop Warner. I think people forget, man, that Pop Warner, man, it was almost 30,000.
Oh, yes, sir.
You know what I mean? That's 30,000. You know what I mean?
Sir.
So you talking about 30.
Yes,
we talking
sir.
about Pop Warner. We're not talking about AYF.
Yeah.
Pop Warner was like 30,000.
Yes, sir.
You got to think about it. White went down there 10 times.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Just,
sir.
that's just them by themselves.
Yes, sir.
So it's crazy.
And the beauty in that, though, then, that 30,000 was a big ticket. But the reason why it's harder for us to get less, because now everybody go.
Damn.
So that hurt. So when you compare now and then, that hurt.
Right.
You got the whole city now. It ain't even a big thing now. To go to Florida, I don't care what, it's not big no more. It's not big no more because everybody go. Guess what? The winners go, the losers go, and the all-stars go. You dig what I'm saying? So it's like, come on, man, where's the real competition in that? You know what I'm saying? And so we got to look at that. You know what I'm saying? We got to really look at what we're teaching our children. You know what I'm saying? How do the loser get to go where the winner go at?
And they said if you don't pay, you get disqualified.
Oh, yes, sir.
Jesus Christ.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, Dreamer.
Yes, sir.
So,
a fact.
Hey, Shooter, one of the situations that have been coming up lately, man, and I know you could talk about this, man, is that, if we're going to talk about this, listen here, is the thing on, and they said Watkins sent 3 teams at one time for 90,000. Jesus Christ.
Yes, sir.
Is the weighted versus unlimited, man.
Yes, sir.
That's been the talk lately, the weighted versus unlimited. What's your take and what you feel about that weighted versus unlimited?
Every time I talk to people about it, so there's several layers when you're talking about weighted versus unlimited. One, the part that you can't argue is they got more teams. So I would never argue that. So people that's doing it, you know, they're going to get this one, that, this one, this. It's 9,000 teams in unlimited. But in but in it, let me say 1,000 because I could count that better.
Yeah.
So let's say it's 1,000 teams in unlimited, but 998 of them is some garbage. So my thing is, so when I'm talking to people, you know, they get offended. So and they may say, but shoot, they number 3 weighted teams, but those 3 weighted teams, they good, they legit. You know what I mean? So if like last year, if you want to talk about the Pee Wee division, if you want to talk about White Oak, Metro Bengals, and Watkins. Those 3 teams was very talented. Those 3 teams was legit. Those 3 teams was very good 12-year-old teams. Most of the unlimited teams in our area didn't want to hit those teams. You know what I mean? They stayed away from them. So any of the unlimited teams that we hit, we dealt with them. Nobody really wanted to hit Watkins Pee Wee at 12U. Nobody wanted to hit Cody Pee Wee at 12U. And nobody wanted to hit us at 12U. We talked to everybody. And we called everybody. We ducked nobody. You know what I mean? So when they get to talking about weighted and unlimited, now unlimited is getting better now because the vets getting involved. Okay. See, our good weighted coaches getting involved. So when you got people like Lottie now and got involved, you got people like Mook and got involved. Now they showing people how to use all that weight. Because a lot of guys, man, they weight and they going 5 wide. What you that big for? And you going 17 wide for? Okay. You got power football at its best. And you won't use it. So Lottie got the unlimited bracket and showed people how to use power football. He went with the double wing. He got big in the box and said, man, I'm going to go and win a national championship. Or he used the same formula that he used at weighted ball. Okay. So weighted ball and unlimited ball, you know, it's a lot of fluff in it. So people talk about the teams. They don't talk about the quality of teams. Right. You know what I'm saying? When you're talking about teams, you got to talk about quality. You know, so that's just like, in all respect to everybody that won a national this year, too, I want to congratulate everybody, you know what I'm saying, because that ain't easy. So what I'm saying is I don't want you guys in Unlimited to think that I'm underestimating what you all done. I'm very proud of that because you come from our area. So let me say that to the DMV area, you know what I'm saying. I'm real proud of us, you know what I'm saying, because that's a sign of what we doing in our area. Right. So anybody that leave our city, you know, we old school, bro. Okay. You know what I'm saying, that we believe in that, you know what I'm saying. But it's a lot of fluff, you know what I'm saying, in unlimited ball. When most of those teams, like I said, if they play the good weighted teams, all you gotta do is check the years. When they play good weighted teams, they got dealt with. You know what I'm saying? If you think about last year when Lottie was at Cadet and we was at Cadet, my team and Lottie team played unlimited teams. We ain't had no problems. The only unlimited team I had a problem with was Columbia Ravens.
Okay.
Everybody else had no problems with. Lottie beat every unlimited team with a weighted team. He beat everything that got in front of him. You know what I mean?
Right.
So when people talk about that, look at Dockett this year.
Right.
Dockett was a weighted junior midget. Dockett would have been a better representation at 13U with a junior midget team than what we could have sent at unlimited. Because couldn't no unlimited team in his area beat him. You know what I mean? So it was a lot of fluff. Matter of fact, Watkins did the same thing. Watkins' junior midget team didn't lose no unlimiteds.
Right.
You know what I mean? So people talk about it, but they don't deal with the reality of it. It's a lot of fluff, man. A lot of guys saying a lot of things. They lying to children. They telling children they getting them ready for high school. Guess what? The Washington Post don't believe you. You know what I mean? The reason why the Washington Post don't believe you because the youngsters that come from all the weighted programs are the ones who they the top recruits in the area. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They the all Mets in the area. They the ones that we looking at on Saturdays. All you gotta do if you look at the 4-way playoffs over the last 4 years in our NCAA for college football, all you saw was our children.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking for, those unlimited guys that's saying X, Y, and Z. There is some good quality teams in unlimited, but it's very few. So you got 1,000 teams, and you only got 2 of them that's really good. The other ones, man, is just fluff.
So what would you say to some of the coaches? They be saying that unlimited prepares you for high school.
It's not true, because guess what? If it was true, anybody that got a laptop beside them, man, just pull up the top players coming out our area the last 5 years. You're going to see Keelan Robinson. You're going to see DeMarco Helms. You're going to see Lorenzo Harris. You're going to see Tayon Fleet Davis, Pernell Motley, Mike Salahuddin. You're going to see Big Terrell. You're going to see all youngers that come from weighted football. Mm-hmm. And so now this year you had people going to try to say Raheem Jarrett, but guess what? Raheem Jarrett come from weighted football.
Right.
He got with Maryland Heat once he couldn't make weight with Nick no more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So people take credit now for raising children that they ain't developed. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing. You know what I'm saying?
So touch on that.
Yeah. So you got people now that's giving parents the wrong juice, telling them this is what we do. This is what we do. But if you follow that child and find out where he come from, you know what I'm saying, you'll find out, no, somebody else developed him. You got him once he got to a certain age. But that child was already an adult. You know what I'm saying? So, high schools still at outfields.
Right.
Whenever White Oak and the Bengals playing each other, they at outfield.
Right.
Whenever the Bengals and Watkins playing each other, Bengals and Beacon House, or y'all and Beacon House, man, the high schools at outfield.
Right.
They coming to the field because they know what we got. The unlimited teams, all I'm asking, when unlimited players get on the same team with the weighted players in high school, if unlimited is preparing you better for high school, how come the weighted players always end up being the best players? Find me that unlimited youngin that's outshining us. It don't happen. Keelan Robinson, man, gotten true freshman at Alabama. That's a weighted ball player. Mordecai at St. John's right now got like 25 D1 offers. He from PG Storm. Yeah, an animal. In 11th grade. That's a weighted child. I mean, the list goes on, what weighted has done.
Right.
You know what I mean? We've done a lot. You know what I'm saying? So unlimited is just a new thing. But we giving unlimited the wrong credit. The credit that belonged to this area came from the grassroots weighted programs. We the ones that put this place. All you got to do, matter of fact, look at the draft this year.
Right. Okay.
That don't come from none of these new programs that's talking about they doing this, they the reason why this going on. We gonna have 4 children gone by the time the second round get here.
Right. Yeah.
And so these new guys are saying they doing this or they did that, and that's another thing, that we gotta touch on, the new and the old, you know what I'm saying? A lot of guys don't understand how the history of this area, how things got developed, you know what I'm saying? And so some of the new guys, they make the mistake, you know what I'm saying? That's why I like Cody. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said earlier in the show I like Mike Brown. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people may not like Mike Brown's attitude, you know what I'm saying, because he do get in little situations sometimes with arguing, trying to be competitive. But what I respect about Mike Brown knew he had a very talented team. the part I respect about Mike Brown said, let me get with a vet. You know what I'm saying? Let me get with a veteran guy that have been in some wars. They got a hell of a coaching background, a hell of a coaching resume. You know what I'm saying? And he put together a very good team. But he said, let me get with an older guy, you know what I'm saying, and let me get some wisdom. You know what I'm saying? That way he can help me polish this thing up a little bit. I know I got some talent, but it's something that I'm missing. Right. That's the other thing about Cody. You know what I'm saying? He the same way. And there's only a few young coaches out here that's doing it. A lot of young coaches, man, they get in here and they trying to reinvent the wheel. But all you got to do, man, is just sit down and talk to some older guys, man. You know what I'm saying? And put them with you. You know what I mean? So they can try to give you some of the answers to some of the wars they've been in. Experience is everything. You know what I'm saying? It's the wars. Like, Showcase Sharks team was good.
Right.
But my man at Showcase Sharks, man, had to deal with a veteran guy that been in war for the last 20 years.
Right.
So he was able to squeak out of that. You know what I'm saying? So he been winning it in the unlimited bracket until Watkins got in it. With Lottie at the helm.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Helping Mike out. You know what I mean? So if that wasn't there, he'd probably be gone again. But now you got a seasoned guy, you got a veteran guy, you got a guy that come from them wars that you know about, Barrett.
Right.
That all of us was in. You know what I'm saying?
No question.
Yeah, them was wars. You know what I'm saying? Them was serious wars. So when you left here, you was prepared.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, that's my take on that. You know what I'm saying?
I'm glad you brought that up. So what would you like to see different as far as, like, I guess you got Metro and then you got CBL, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's the way you think they could fix it? So, remember back then we just talked about it. Nobody ducked games.
Oh my God.
Nobody ducked games.
Oh,
so like,
gracious.
what do you think we need to do so games are not ducked?
That's another thing that's different from now and back then, man. People jump out of brackets today. People jump out of polo shirts today. I'm talking about, man, you could check some of the coaches' closet now, man. And, man, you'll see a lot of outfits, man. Once upon a time, man, I'm talking about from year to year, man, you seeing a different polo shirt because people trying to get out of situations.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? So, I think both leagues, man, need to put something out, man, where, if you going to duck a game, man, we got to take you off the schedule. If you're going to get out of playing the game, we got to take you off the schedule.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we all got to agree to that because you hurt the city, man. The city want to see certain games.
Exactly.
It's certain games to me that's just good for the city. You know what I mean? It's certain games to me that's just good for the environment. You know what I'm saying? We know those games. You know what I'm saying? When those major games about to go on, those games, man, they good. Whether you win, lose, or draw, it's good for our area. It's good for our children to be in something like that.
Right.
It's good for the environment. I love being in them moments, man. We had a game where everybody wanted to see it. They couldn't wait to see it. The jump packed. All sidelines are heated. Man, you know how them jumps, man. You want them, man. So when people don't, everybody's scared of a loss. So this culture today, everybody's scared to take an L. You know what I'm saying? When, man, you learn from a loss.
Yeah.
Why beat everybody 9,000-0 and then get to where you want to go at and then take the hit? You know what I'm saying? So, I think both leagues, can put something in place, man, when we set a schedule. We tell people, no, we're going to play this schedule. You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't about the adults. It's never the children.
Right.
It's always the adults because of this social media. A lot of them on here talking trash to each other. A lot of them saying this, that, and the other to each other. The parents involved. So now don't nobody want their pride hurt. You know what I'm saying? But if you take yourself out of the situation, your pride won't be hurt. I'm pissed about any loss that the Metro Bengals take. But because I know it's not my situation, I'm not a child.
Right.
I'm an adult that's teaching children. So guess what, man? If it's an 11 and 12-year-old game, at the end of the day, I don't want my 11 and 12-year-olds hurt behind the loss.
Right.
But I didn't invest so much trash talking in it that now I can't walk around with my head up. I got to duck people. People throwing shots at you. That stuff don't bother me because I know how sports is. They love you today and they hate you tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? I'm just always geared up to come back and deal with it again. But this area, man, we really got to stop that. Back in the day, everybody played everybody, regardless of how good you were. I mean, hell, Beacon House had a team with Kayvon and them, which I'm glad to see those youngers coaching now over at Beacon House. Man, that team was called the 40 Mob. I ain't know nothing about no coaching. I thought just because I was in orange and blue,
right?
Because Marshall Heights was like that, I thought I was fine. Man, we played against them people, man. 40 points hit the scoreboard so quick. But guess what? The next year, my children didn't quit. My coach didn't quit. We came right back. First game of the season, gave us 40 again. So now I finally go to Jay and asked Jay, I said, Jay, man, why they keep getting us like this, man? And that's when I first started looking at tape. Jay said, Shooter, you got any film on Rodney and them? And I said, no, I don't have no film on them. He said, man, that's the problem. And if Rodney Seif was on here, he'll tell you, man, in that 2003 season, man, I followed them everywhere they went. I don't care if it was a scrimmage. Man, I filmed every game. And by the time we played them again in 2003, matter of fact, Gary Pinckney ended up knocking them out. They had that mob. But we played Rodney and them a different game. They've been beating us 40-0 3 straight times.
Right.
But now I got film. We lose 6-0 in a barn burner, though. It was an excellent game. You know what I'm saying? To the point where that same Beacon House team that was running up and down the field, man, they was getting all kinds of delay of games. They had 13 players on the field, all kind, because it was a different kind of preparation. You know what I'm saying? But let somebody lose to somebody 40-0 now. They ain't playing them the next game. Matter of fact, they'll jump out of D1 and go D2. Sometimes they jump out the age group. You get some people, if they play their first game of the season at 9U and lose 40-0, the next week they be Mighty Mike, or vice versa. So we got all that kind of stuff going on now, man. And to me, you know, when parents even deal with coaches that's doing that kind of stuff, you know what I'm saying, it's a sign of something, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I just think it hurt the culture. I think too many adults are affecting the culture of a youth game.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So I believe everybody should line up and play each other if they, you know, if they're in the same bracket or the same age group, they're in the same conference. You shouldn't be telling nobody who you're not going to play. And if two conferences come together and say they're going to play some games, you know what I'm saying? So let's say CBL and Metro say they're going to merge the weighted teams and merge the unlimited teams and put together a real good schedule for both unlimited and weighted.
Right.
Man, we should all be in agreement that, man, the first person that get out of a game, you off the schedule.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that'll help the season because now all weighted teams, now you can't say I'm not playing them. You know what I'm saying?
So how many weighted teams do y'all have in Metro?
In Metro, it's us, Beacon House, and Watkins right now.
Okay.
And then you had some little spotted situations, like I said, when people start losing. You know what I'm saying? So we had people to go from unlimited to weighted in week 3 this year. You know what I'm saying? So it depends on who you talk about. But we did have some we had a few surprises. I think District Heights may have had one or two weighted teams, but they normally go unlimited. I think All Met did like a weighted team. You know what I mean? Right. So but the ones that truly got them is us, Beacon House, and Watkins. Watkins kind of was half and half, but they still had a lot of weighted teams. They still had junior midget, Pee Wee. They had a Mighty Mike and something else. And Beacon House had a lot of weight. Beacon House had they had Tiny Mike, Mighty Mike, Cadet, Junior Pee Wee, Junior Midget.
Right.
And of course, you know, we had everything. We had 6U, 8U. That was our U's.
Right.
But then we went from Mighty Mike on up. You know what I'm saying? But when you put it all together, if you do a Metro schedule and a CBL schedule, man, you can have a beautiful season. But people always stop a game for a particular reason. They always find a reason to stop a game.
So my question to you, Shooter, what would you like to see done different, like as far as with the, I guess, with the schedule? What would you do different, like to try to get this done to help them so that everybody is playing a regular schedule? You know, 'cause like now, like you gotta make up a schedule. Like,
right.
Like somebody might not be playing. They got to buy. They got to get a game on Saturday. I may need a game on Sunday. Do y'all have a solution, or y'all got are y'all working on getting that resolved?
I mean, there's supposed to be something going on this year, but in truth, like everybody like to brag on unlimited, right?
Right.
Everybody like to say unlimited is the thing, right? And I said this in our board meeting that we had not too long ago. We had 50 teams in each bracket, but guess what? All the way up to week 7, all of them looking for their game.
Jesus.
So if you got 6U with 25 teams in it, 7U with 25 teams in it, 8U with 25 teams, how are you still looking for a schedule in week 6? But that come from people saying who they don't want to play. So what I would do different, man, you meet with everybody before the season starts, right?
Right.
And when you meet with everybody signs something. You know what I'm saying? Everybody agree that, look, we want to do something that's better for both leagues so we all can put together a good 7 or 8 week schedule. Because we have it to do it.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So if you're talking about unlimited, it's 1,000 teams there. So we shouldn't have no problem with putting together unlimited games until you get to like the 13U. You know what I'm saying? As you get older in unlimited, it kind of dwindles.
Gotcha.
Because 13 you probably ain't going to have but so much. I think on the CBL side, now that y'all going 13 you'll have White Oak, City Life, and maybe a DMV.
Right, yeah.
But on our side, you'll have, I think, Maryland Heat over there now.
Right.
So you'll have the Heat, you'll have Laurel, you'll have the Seminoles.
Yeah.
So we probably have like 4 or 5 13Us. Y'all have 3 or 4. So when you put both of them together, you got 9 teams. Now you get an 8-week schedule.
Yeah.
And so now the other part, the 12s and the 11s and the 10s and all that, that'll work itself out.
Gotcha.
So for me, I would find out what we all got, put the numbers together,
Right.
and then create something from there. You know what I mean? And so on a weighted end, when you put both leagues together, you get an 8-week schedule. Because like I said, you got us, Beacon, Watkins, but then on the CBL side, you got White Oak, Montgomery Village, Ridge Road, Rosedale, Peppermill. You even got the Southeast Tar Heels.
Right.
That's 6 teams. So now with our 3, they can only get 5 games with those 6 teams.
Right.
But you add us 3, that now you got 8 games. So you really don't have a problem. So everybody's got to sit down and agree that look, the problem is in these rooms.
Right.
So that's the first thing I would do. I would fix the problem that's in these rooms. And the problem that's in these rooms is some guys just don't want to play each other. You know what I'm saying? And that's the real thing. So we just got to set up something where we put some sanctions on people saying, look, man, if we set up a schedule, man, let's play. Even if it's a damn good game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I think everybody wanted to see Watkins and City Light play last year at 11U.
11U, yeah.
Game never happened. You know what I'm saying? They wanted to see it. The city wanted to see it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Our area deserved that. You know what I'm saying? Our area loved the fact that Dockett at White Oak Junior Midget and Watkins Junior Midget played week 1.
Week 1, yeah.
Oh man, the city, everybody made their way down there. Mm-hmm. Then you had Watkins and Showcase playing at 11U. Everybody made it down there. I couldn't wait for my game to get over because I wanted to get down there.
Right.
You know what I mean? So the city need that. You know what I'm saying? The city don't need us in those situations now where one of us scared to take a loss. We got to play the game.
What's the difference between coaching back then and coaching now?
Oh, man.
Tell me the difference thing about that. Coaching back then and coaching now.
Coaching back then was serious, man. Coaching back then, and there's no disrespect to the coaches now. Again, I already spoke on it. A lot of the coaches now versus them doing their homework is done on social media. A lot of new coaches, they doing so much talking on social media that they're not studying their craft. You know what I'm saying? So the coaching back then, like I told you, Jay was our mentor.
Right.
So when I was getting my head hit, I called Jay. Jay, what you think I'm doing wrong? Man, you need to get some tape. You need to start filming them games. You need to start paying attention to, where you weak at and where they weak at, and where you strong at and where you strong at. Right. So, I can't speak for all the young coaches, but when I do go to their games, I'm looking at games, and I'm seeing guys, like I'm seeing a guy in power and drive all the way. I mean, he getting all these first downs. You know what I'm saying? Controlling the game, controlling the clock, controlling the line of scrimmage. And then these young guys, they get on play, I guess, a play they didn't run yet.
Right.
When you ain't got to run that play if you're getting 5 yards a clip. But they go to page 13 in their playbook and say ain't ran there yet. Now they bust out in 5 wide. And you're like, damn, Shawty, what made you do that? You know what I'm saying? But that's because, they young and they want to be creative. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? But in football, ain't nothing changed.
Gotcha.
If you moving them sticks, you know what I'm saying? You physical up front. You know what I'm saying? 9 times out of 10, you going to win the game. You know what I'm saying? And all you got to do is look at what Watkins did at 12U.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They took that same formula. Man, if you was gonna let Watkins sit in that double wing and push you upfield, guess what? They wasn't coming out of it. You know what I'm saying? And so the difference is just studying your craft. I think a lot of young guys got to study their craft. Now, the young guys, like I said, I mentioned Cody, I mentioned Mike Brown. I mentioned those kind of guys because they do ask the questions. You know what I'm saying? They will get with older guys. You know what I'm saying? And don't mind, pulling from them. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of young coaches now, man, they don't know that. They're looking for their moment.
Right.
But they don't know what you do on the field gonna get you your moment. You know what I'm saying? So they're looking for the me right now. Versus, guess what? All you gotta do is take your business on the field. If you take your business on the field, people gonna give you your props.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But we on this. We on these social networks real hard. and we winning our games on social media, and the game ain't even been played. You know what I'm saying? And then you end up playing against somebody that's sitting in the cut that's studying.
Right.
And, man, you end up in a situation where you should have came out of it. You know what I mean? And you find out, damn, what was I was doing too much of the wrong things.
So, Shooter, what is your suggestion? What is some advice you would give the new up-and-coming coach? What would be your advice to them? If you had to give them something that they need to carry with them that can help them, what would be your advice to them?
Man, study your craft. Get with some guys, if it's still some guys in your program that been around, you know what I'm saying, hold those conversations with them. If it's some guys that's not in your program, call the older guys. You know what I'm saying? I think all our phones are pretty much open. I mean, you know how much me and Cody talk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We talk all the time. I talk to other young coaches. You know what I'm saying? Talk to those guys. You know what I'm saying? Ask the questions. Not because you don't know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? It ain't that you don't know what you're doing. It's just sometimes you're just dealing with I can remember a war.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I can remember something in my mind like you talked about the 2014.
Yeah.
Do you know I don't kick the ball deep because of that? Because of what Jenkins did. Jenkins ran the ball. I don't kick the ball deep no more. So people always ask, my coaches get on me all the time, Shooter, we losing so much field. I don't kick it deep because I knew we was better than y'all, but I knew Jenkins was the fastest player on the field.
So who's decided to kick the ball to Jenkins that day?
That day, I don't want to throw my man under the bus because he my guy. But that day, if you can remember, we went straight downfield.
Y'all
scored, and then kicked 2 points.
Right.
We was up 8-0.
8-0, right.
My defensive coordinator, who also my man Coach Sweat, was like, man.
Fuck. That's what I want to get to.
He said, man, fuck them, man. We going after these people, man.
Yeah.
Kick the ball off, shoot. So we kicked the jump. And when I saw it in the air, and then we already seen Jenkins take back kickoffs all year. That's all he was doing for y'all.
Yeah.
When I saw the ball in the air and he took off, and I started seeing that race, all I was saying in my mind, and this ain't never happening again. So that scares me. So when I see that ball in there, because a lot of us don't work on special teams enough. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I know I'm guilty of that. So I'm not going to kick the ball deep, and I know I haven't taught how to defend that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the worst thing. You kick the ball to the fastest child on the field,
right,
and he go 90 yards on you. You know what I'm saying? So those old things, you know what I'm saying? It's moments like that when you can talk to your younger coach and say, hey, Slim, if you went up, why don't you protect your lead?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You trust your defense. You study these people. Man, keep that joint and try to get them the ball on their 40 and play some real good defense.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Which I did all game.
Yeah. And if you stop them right there, now you done flip the field. You know what I'm saying? And if your offense don't get on there, you can punt them into a deeper hole because you up. You know what I'm saying? It's on them now. You know what I'm saying? Those are kind of holes we was in back then. Norcio don't mind beating you 6-0.
Right.
Gary Pinckney don't mind beating you 2-0. I never forget when Gary had to play
Beacon House.
Yeah, he had to play Beacon House.
Down Blair.
And guess what? You know what he told me before that game? He said, Shooter, they got too much talent. He said, but I'm out coaching. Mm-hmm. I said, what you gonna do? He said, I'm gonna punt.
He punted the ball. He punted the ball the whole game.
He said, Shooter, I'm gonna punt the hell out of the ball.
He punted the whole game.
And he punted the whole game until he got Beacon House in a bad situation. They ran in the back of that end zone.
A couple seconds left.
Got that safety.
Yeah.
He got up out of there.
Yeah. I've never
he
punted the whole game.
Yeah, so it's those old wars that you remember, man, and you take those things with you. So even if you lost that game, you learn from that loss. And so those are things that you can teach your young guys that's coming up behind you. Those are things that, you know, when I talk to young coaches, hey, you want to be careful with that, Slim. I remember, you know, having a better team, and this will happen to me. Okay. You know what I mean? Because it can happen to any of us.
Hey, Shooter, just so they know, and for y'all who chimed in, it's my man, Coach Shooter from Metro Bengals. If somebody wanted to coach over Metro, how would they get in touch with you? Or how would they become a part of your program? If they want to bring kids, how would they get in touch with y'all?
Oh, man, they can get in touch with us on our, we got a website, the MetroBengalsFootball.com. We also on social media on Instagram and Facebook under the same name. If you want to contact me directly, whether it be for coaching or bringing children, we always looking for coaches. So if anybody interested in coaching, please give us a call, because our problem is not children. Our problem is coaches. We get a lot of children, but sometimes we got to get rid of a team, or we got to merge a team because we don't have enough coaches. So, you know, if you're interested in coaching, you call my phone number at 202-498-5350. I repeat that, 202-498-5350. Metro Bengals always looking for good coaches. And if you worried about whether you're going to get a quality team, look, we always recruiting. We always working over at the Jungle, man. We always going to put a quality product on the field. So you won't have that problem.
Hey, look, Hey, I want to thank all y'all, man, that chimed in, man. It's a lot of my man Mike Brown. That's my guy.
Yeah, I like Mike Brown
Mike,
too, man.
and,
A lot of people give him the blues. I like him because I like the fact that he's a young guy who's hungry. He gonna recruit. He gonna put in the work. And then he was smart enough, man, to get with a vet guy. I respect that.
he said so he can call you for one of his games down the farms to rep the area.
Man, absolutely. He called me. What he want to do?
He said he can call you so you can come down and rep one of the games down the farms.
Absolutely.
And my man Trey Brown, hey, I always big respect to Trey Brown, man. I appreciate you. Hey, listen, like I said, me and Shooter been talking about this for a while. Again, like I said, I guess some people think I met Shooter yesterday.
Right.
I met Shooter before football, just for the record. I guess y'all gonna act like y'all know, but I know you don't know. Y'all don't know the Shooter will squash all beefs. Mm-hmm. So, I've been messing with Shooter since squash all beefs, man. And again, we had a little, anytime that me and Shooter, and we actually never had anything where, if I had something he had to say to me, it didn't never happen, man. My man Wiley, Wiley, we just talking about those good old days with Charm City, man.
Yes, sir. My man Wiley.
But I would be wrong, right? Now, Shooter know. The Shooter got on me, right? I'm going to tell you what he got on me about. He said, Shooter was telling me that, he said, well, if I get a trophy, everybody got to get a trophy, right? And I let Shooter know that he did have a trophy. I didn't want y'all to think that I wasn't going to make sure the Shooter got his trophy so he could take this with him. I don't want y'all to think that Shooter not going to take this home with him tonight, right? I don't want y'all to think the Shooter not going to take this home, and and I promise you, he going to take it to Florida with me when he say
yes,
he say he going to win it.
Yes,
so,
sir. So you just made us that much hungry.
Yeah. So just know that this belongs to Shooter, and again, Shooter don't do social media. So the whole time I didn't know he was on social media. But the funny thing about Shooter, this is the funniest thing, man, how this work, right? I'm glad y'all chimed in, and y'all know my podcast is No Filter. You jokers make me sick. The funniest shit ever is Shooter really is not on social media, but it's just ironic that Shooter can call me and tell me what I said on social media. Like Shooter got the Cody joke and all that shit. Me and Shooter talked about that shit. You know what I mean? So again, all the joking that I do, this shit is all in fun. And for some of y'all that can't take it, I was gonna retire, but I'm not gonna retire. I'm not gonna retire, man. The bottom line is, man, I'm ready to do a podcast. Actually, stay tuned for me and Shooter during the season, me and Shooter gonna be doing segments during the season where I'll be going out to the games, just like Mike Wilson and them, and we're gonna talk about it. Next week, I'm meeting with Mike Wilson I'm meeting him I'm actually going to the studio starting next week. So Mike Wilson, and I hope that my man Mike Brown to show up is in Iverson Mall. So stay tuned, man. My man Shooter. Hey, listen.
I'm also telling this too, Barry, not to cut you off.
No, you go ahead.
For those of us, man, when I talked about us having our own culture and controlling our own revenue, man, let's get that conversation. Y'all got my phone number, man. Let's really talk about doing something on our own. 202-498-5350. Let's really talk about controlling our own culture when it comes to this youth football. We are the best in the country. Don't let nobody fool y'all. Don't worry about none of them rankings that they putting all over the place. We are the best in the country. Look at TV on Saturdays. You seeing our children. Basketball and football. Look at the draft that's coming up. You seeing our children in the combine, you're going to see our children in the draft. We the best in the country. Everybody in the country will come to us. Please give me a call. Let's have that conversation too, because that's a serious one.
And it's funny he said that, and I'm going to touch on that before we got a couple of minutes. And just so for the record, with me, I think it was me, Mike Brown, and us I was on a live one time, and some of my friends on Facebook in Buffalo and up in Philly with the Aztecs, right? When I was talking about them starting their own league, those guys was inboxing me, talking about that they was ready to do something. Like, I understand everybody keep on talking about we don't want to play football here when it's cold. I think everybody keep forgetting before we got in the Pop Warner, we played when it was cold.
We just did it though. We just did it. We just did an All-Star tournament, and we had Baltimore, Philly, Virginia. We had everybody in that tournament. Everybody came in the cold and played.
So I mean, like, hey, look, listen, fellas, y'all got to get together, man, and start generating y'all own revenue. And y'all know how I feel about AYF. I'm cool with it. You know, it had its fun, but like I said, ain't none of us sitting at the gate collecting no money. I'm just gonna call it what it is. Ain't none of us sitting at the gate collecting no money.
That's a fact.
So you can act like, hell, the kids got to get to Florida. I'll give a bus trip to take kids to Florida. We can get buses to go to Florida, let them have fun. But y'all got to start generating your own revenue. It's a must. It's 2020.
And guess what else though, Barry? They saying the children got to get to Florida, but what they don't know, we keep on saying we preparing children for high school. None of our high schools follow us to Florida. So what high school you trying to get them in? Because if you're trying to get them in DeMatha, St. John's, anywhere in the WCAC, or Friendship Collegiate, or Wise, or any of that, Wise coaches don't come to Florida. They don't come out of town to see our games. They come to our fields to see the game. So if you really want to help children out with high school and you saying the unlimited is what doing it, why are you taking unlimited talent away from the high schools where they can see them at? Because the parents can't afford to pay. Ain't nobody sending their child to a high school in Florida. Ain't no parents sending their child to a high school in Texas. So guess what? And we'll say, well, I'm doing it for the exposure. The best competition is here. Anybody that can play ball here can play ball anywhere. We done showed it.
There it is. So again, man, Harry just gave Maryland Pop Warner charter. Wow. Hey Trey, hey say no more, Trey. Kevin say talk about exposure.
What kind of exposure?
We said what kind of exposure? So again, if y'all didn't get nothing out of what my man Shooter said tonight, man, he listen. Again, if for y'all who know Shooter outside of football, then y'all know, like Shooter don't, even when he at the games, he don't do a whole lot of talking. I don't want y'all to get this twisted though. It's two people that remind me of each other, man. I'm gonna tell you who they are, man, and he can say what they want, right? I'm gonna tell you who Shooter's twin is. And he's an arrogant bastard. Y'all just don't know he's arrogant because they don't talk. Shooter and Mike Wills. They don't. Let me get that to y'all. Mike Wills might not say nothing to y'all, but that's my guy. Him and Shooter the same way. But when Shooter gets you off on the sidebar, he let you know what he gonna do. But I've been like I said, I've been dealing with Shooter, man, since long time since Squash All Beats, man. If y'all never been to the store, y'all probably don't know where it is. But I used to love his used to have, matter of fact, he used to sponsor a basketball team. My man and them used to own his basketball team.
Yes, sir.
But anyway,
Thomas Robinson went to the NBA.
There you go. Thomas
sir.
Robinson them, right? So
Yes,
again, me and Shooter gonna touch bases again. We gonna get together. We gonna figure this out. We gonna meet on that end. We gonna have we gonna set up a meeting where all y'all can sit down and chop it up, man. And it ain't gonna be hard, man. Do something different in 2020, man, so y'all can generate your own revenue. Shooter, I appreciate your homes.
Man, I appreciate the platform.
Hey, man. Hey, listen, man. Cody, I told No Show this tonight. Steve is no longer Cody's mentor. Cody's mentor is Shooter. All right, just so y'all know that, man.
You just got me in trouble. Now you're gonna have the Bengals taken out of you.
Yeah,
earlier this year they think you know what you told me.
Yeah. Hey, listen.
Look, they thought I crossed my own program.
Man.
To lose a national to make sure Cody win one. That was crazy. So you tell him that. I'm in deep trouble.
He in deep trouble.
But Cody is my guy.
Cody, hey, listen.
He's a different young guy. He's a unique young guy.
And
he got big ears.
And he listened. He told me, man. I'm gonna close on this. Hey, Mel Trey, and he told me, man. I called Cody. I said, Cody, because everybody was in my ear. Hey, Barry, call Cody. Tell him these shoot alone after the national championship. Cody says to me, he says, they want to see the trophy again. Okay, this is the trophy.
Yeah, y'all can see the trophy.
It says, just so y'all know the story on this 0 for 3. Shooter sent 3 teams down there, right? Now, mind you, I'm the arrogant asshole and all that stuff. Of course, y'all know that, right? But they're not telling you that Shooter got a couple coaches on his coaching staff that are pretty arrogant themselves. So he took 3 teams down there, and the ongoing joke is in one of the interviews, just a true story, Wednesday, after the Wednesday game, Mike Wilson did an interview with one of the coaches. This is a true story. Coach Danny, who's at home, somebody sent him the video. Cody's throwing up. This is a true story. Cody throwing up. They send Cody the video where your man talking about they're going to beat Cody 30-0. Cody's throwing up. It's a true story. Cody calls me on the phone and says, Barry, I just seen the video when this guy said he's going to beat us 30-0. And if y'all know how Cody talk, Cody says, Barry, this guy hasn't fucking watched film on us. He thinks he'll beat us 30-0. I'm good. So that's the funny story about the 0 for 3. That's how this trophy came up, and it wasn't no shot. And if you lose, if it's White Oak, LeBron gets on me. I pay my debts. I owe LeBron. If it's White Oak or whoever, the shit don't change.
Tell them this too, though, Brian. Mm-hmm. We weren't the only ones to go 0 for 3, but guess what? We lost 0 for 3 to the national champions.
Hey.
So we lost to the people that won it all.
He said, hey, Cody, it's okay that everybody know the story, man, that the man settled your stomach when you was throwing up, Cody. You read me tell that story? You want me to send a picture of you eating that motherfucking glizzy? You choose which one you want, Cody. That one or the picture of you eating the glizzy last year in Florida? I mean, you got a choice, Cody. I got the pictures of the glizzy, so let me know. But yeah, hey, this is all funny games, man. I'm not going to retire. Like I said, me and Shooter and Cody have been talking, and I think it's time that we do set up a platform, man, where y'all can, generate your own revenue and do what y'all need to do. I appreciate all y'all for chiming in, man. Like I said, if you didn't get nothing out of what Shooter said, then you straight was tripping. You know what I mean? Like my man, I love the dude of life, man. He called me up, he threatened my man 2 Chainz. I joke with everybody, man. So, like I said, yeah, I got pictures of Cody eating the hot dogs in Florida last year. Not this year, the year before last, man. Again, I respect what Shooter did, man. Like I said, he could have went the easy route. He could have chose to go stay in D.C. He didn't. He came to the MFA.
Best teams in the country.
And he said, who else went 0 for 3 is the question. They say, who else went 0 for 3?
Oh, they know who. I don't want to see, but I don't want a shot take, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I believe we all went down there and we all wanted to win. I was rooting for everybody that played, but City Life took 3 down there too.
Oh shit, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
City Life took 3.
Yeah, they 8U.
Oh
shit. They 11U and they 12U.
Oh shit, I didn't know City Life took 3 down there.
Yes, sir.
Oh shit, City Life, y'all took 3 down there?
Yeah, they took 3 down there.
Oh man, hey, wait a minute, Biggs. You mean I gotta get another trophy made, Biggs? Hey, Biggs, are you telling me I gave y'all the wrong trophy? Yeah. Hey, LeBron, you didn't tell me that LeBron gave the wrong trophy, man.
Sports is what it is, man. Sports is tough. You know what I'm saying? So look, you win some, you lose some, but we ain't gonna be the only ones to get this. But this is gonna be like a Michael Jordan newspaper clip. It's gonna be on my locker until we get one.
Hey, listen, man. Hey, I appreciate you, man. It's a great show. He always going to know facts. Yeah, he does. Me and Shooter even talked about the yellow cards. We'll talk about that next week. We're going to talk about the yellow cards, Norcio. We're going to talk about these yellow cards. I didn't know the information about the yellow cards. So my man from out of Philly, man, say good shit, man. Hey, Tony Barr, hey, I don't want to expose Cody, man. Yeah, it's new news. I didn't know that, man. Biggs, did y'all go 0 for 3, man? Biggs, my guy. Big, you didn't tell me that, Biggs. We had a conversation, man. You made me get this one trophy, and you did. Oh, they lost the first day.
They all lost the first day.
Y'all lost the first day.
A long trip.
Oh man, hey, Trey, you right, Trey. Hey, listen, man. Stay tuned, man. We gonna do this every week. Start when the season start. I'm also gonna go around. I'm gonna get in touch with the commish. I think there's a lot of stuff, man, that we can do, man. We're gonna figure this out, man. Like I said, nobody really ever. I saw earlier on one of the pages, right? I saw that it's asked, like somebody came on and said, "Who is he? What is this about?" If you don't know, man, yeah, they did, LeBron. I'm hurt by that. I'm sorry. He gonna get a new trophy on Sunday though. Shooter. If y'all don't know who he is, like I said, Shooter is the founder. Him and my man, Sweat, right?
Sweat, Warney, and Rock.
Yeah, Sweat, Warney, and Rock, man. They started Metro Bengals, man. Like I said, Curry Abbott, that's what it's going to say, 0 for 3 on the first day. And you already know, hey, Curry, that shit's getting made tomorrow morning.
And if they didn't know, tell them we one of the trendsetters in this area.
Hey, you
should know that. So
yeah,
if you've been in this long enough, you'll know that Coach Shooter one of the trendsetters in this area.
Hey, so next week, guess what I'm going to do? She won it. She got it. T, I'm at Iverson next week with Mike Wilson. Mike Brown, if Mike Brown can show it, Mike Wilson already agreed to it next Thursday night up at Ives. I'm seeing the address. T So Fine wants to come on as a parent. Hey, that's some questions you can ask, T. Just come on there. You definitely can do it. He say my man Trey Brown said high school coaches involved. Hey Trey, you the first person I'm gonna call. You my guy, man. Trey Brown, you the only person that rented a bus for 50 cents. I mean, I drove all the way to Florida for $50 for fucking with Trey Brown. Told me I ain't had no money. He buried here $50. I couldn't even get no gas.
Dang.
Hey, thank you. Hey, I drove all the way to Florida, $50. Then Trey Brown didn't even show up.
Man.
He put the kids on the bus, gave me a big ass cooler, man.
Man, I hope.
Hey, they said you got all these guys wearing shirts and leggings.
Who said that?
LeBron said you got all these folks wearing shirts and leggings, man.
I got wearing shirts and leggings. Who I got doing that, LeBron?
LeBron.
Who I got doing
Hey,
that?
LeBron. So you said Joe got to wear shirts and leggings. You a wild dude, man. Hey, man, you was wild, Joe. Hey, that's what this shit is about, man. You know, everybody, you know, joking with each other, man, and not taking it so serious. If I offended anybody, and this is what I'm gonna do, right? Because this is the last time I do this shit, right? If I offended anybody, y'all took it the wrong way, man, just understand that they say it's a true story too, man. You got these people wearing these leggings. Hey, like I said, man, I don't do this shit to hurt nobody's feelings. What's up, Mark Martin, man? They say Trey Brown the GOAT. Hey, look, man, it's nothing serious with me, and if any of y'all take it the wrong way, then so be it. But I'm not going to change who I am. You know what I mean? I'm not going to bite my tongue and all that shit. And if y'all, I guess people thought that, you know, I get and it's crazy. I'm telling you some crazy shit, right? I get a phone call today, right? This family, right? I get a phone call today. Hey, Shooter going to come down there and such said, you know, you not going to say nothing to Shooter in his face. The fuck? I'm lost. Like, what the fuck? Like, so I'm a grown ass man. I'm only gonna if you get offended. But what I'll tell you is, if you talk shit, I'ma talk shit. I'm just one of the best to ever talk shit. I don't want y'all to get that mistaken. You can use fat jokes. I've been fat my whole life. I came out the womb fat, so fat jokes don't work on me. You gotta do something different, like, you know. But I'm not the right person you want to talk shit to, because I've been around long enough to know it. Not even as a coach, that, like I said, some people not gonna take the right way. You know what I mean? So, like I said, I would just stay away with arguing with me, because, you know, telling stories on old White Oak stories and all this other shit, man. I've been here just as long as y'all been coaching, man. I've been doing it. Matter of fact, before I go off, I'm gonna tell you this, and Wiley can attest to this, and so can Shooter. And y'all always get on me about this shit, right? I was around, man, when Northwood, just so y'all know about this shit, I always say his name, Herb
Yes,
Estep. Let me run this down to y'all.
Yes, sir.
Herb Estep. I go out to fucking Baltimore, out Mervo. Herb Estep is playing White Oak. And he tells Mike and them, he's great play White Oak, right? The week he playing White Oak and them, right? He told me, our 2002 team, we fucked them up. I'm great leave. They tell me, no, you're not going to leave. You're going to sit down and watch the show. I'm like, watch what show? Herb had the midgets that year. When I told him he commenced the fucking White Oak up that day, I had to stay and watch it.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like, you know, he had tough skin, and he talked shit to me the whole time.
Herb threw the trophy away when y'all beat him.
Yeah, Herb told these motherfuckers, man, White Oak. He told Mike Wills, hey, Mike, hey, I'm going to run 4 plays. He said, I'm going to run play 1, and if you stop play 1, I'm going to run play 2. He told Mike, if you stop play 2, I'm going to run play 3. He looked at Mike again and said, Mike, after I run play 3, if you stop that, I'm going to run play 4. So Mike looking at him, you know what he said to Mike after that? And if play 4 don't work, I'm going back to play 1. And this motherfucker talked his shit, and I learned from the best, Herb Estep. So just don't use fat jokes. They don't work no more. Like I said, I've been fat my whole life, man. So, like, you got to come with some more shit. But coach the game and stop talking shit. That's all I say to you. If you're going to coach, man. And remember what he just said earlier, man. For all y'all, before I go, it's about the fucking kids, man. It's about the kids. It ain't about us.
Yeah, grown folks.
It's about the kids. And I say this all the time. Y'all keep on talking about Florida. We know what goes on in Florida. $40. You ain't got to go to Florida to spend the $40 no more. You can stay home and spend the $40. You still won't get it all. You know what I mean? So stop making it about Florida, man, and make it about the kids, man. Seriously, it's got to be about the kids first, man. That's what y'all got into it for. That's what y'all pick the kids up for. Just like he said, man, you pick up 5 or 6 kids every day, take them, make sure they doing all right. And do me a favor, man. Make sure when these kids are done playing football with y'all, that y'all still have a relationship with these kids, man.
Yes, sir.
You know, that's what the part that fucks me up, man. And I heard people talk about, hey, Norcio paid for rents and all this shit and all that. One thing I can say about Steve Norcio, a fact, Hey, Loso, I understand. Hey, Loso, look, bro, I ain't arguing with you, man. Loso say he don't believe that you need an old head on your team. The third hit,
Who's Loso?
District Heights Chiefs championship 10U team.
Championship. I mean, District Heights been around for a while, but the thing is, and the thing I say about that, so we can also defend our area again. District Heights, congratulations, and that was a very good team. I like that team, but also to attest to our area, I believe by an older guy being in that bracket like Coach Moot, I believe he forced District Heights to do a little more coaching.
Right.
And so it helped them. Because when they got to Florida, I mean, District Heights ain't scored 46 on Marshall Heights or Landover Seminole. So he may not feel like he don't need older coaching in his stable.
Right.
But it was an older coach who was biting on him. And you know, he beat him 7-0, who made him feel like he got to do some things a little different.
Okay.
So, you know, that old coach gets some credit for that. Although he didn't win. But, you know, I was at that game when Marshall Heights played District Heights. That game could have went either way because he was dealing with a seasoned, veteran, older coach that wasn't going to allow that score to get crazy because he knew how to control it. So it's a good thing to talk to some older coaches. But congratulations anyway.
He said he beat Landover. Loso, hey Loso, man, you my guy, man. Come on the show next week, man, so you can get this shit off your chest, man. It sounds like you still got a lot of shit on your chest, man. We want to talk about. Come on up with Mike next week,
He
man.
scored 46 against that California team.
Yeah. Hey,
That's
man.
a lot of points.
I shout out. They said they beat Marshall Heights 20-0.
Not last year.
Hey, Loso, man, you the donut boys, man. That's what you say, man. Why we going back and forth? But like I said, man. You say you haven't or you have lost to Moot? Did you or did that what you say, Loso?
Moot just got in the bracket.
Right, I got you. So, hey, look again, like I said, I was saying, man. You know, we're gonna put all that back. Let's make sure, man, that we taking care of these kids, man. I got you. He said they played twice. I need y'all.
Okay.
I need to make sure, man, that we getting back to. Okay, I got you. He said they haven't lost to Moot. So
He
again,
just got in the bracket.
right. So yeah. So
They got Sim again this year.
there it is.
Be good.
Hey, like I said, man, we got to make sure that these kids are benefiting from this shit at the end of the day. Not just, you know, we walk around with national championship trophies and we forget about all the kids. And I know the Brian Cobbs and all them guys, Mike and all them dudes still deal with the kids. But you got to make sure, man, that these kids are getting some help from y'all, man. Because at the end of the day, the streets ain't playing fair. It ain't like when we was growing up, man.
One of my sponsors just chimed in too, man. I got to big up my man Will, Big Will.
There you go. So, again, y'all know how to get in touch.
Man, Will.
Hey, my man.
See you on, man.
My man.
Our sponsors always help us out.
My man Hub say, man, the Rec Boys are the team to beat in 13U. Just letting y'all know that.
Who was that?
My man Hub over Law.
Oh, I love Hub. Hubby a good coach.
Yeah,
Hubby been around for a while. Hubby a good coach.
Yeah, Hub
he
say
one of those veteran coaches. He been around for a while. He always gonna put a quality product on the field.
Yeah, Hub say the Rec Boys are the team to be reckoned with, man. It's gonna be real interesting this year, man. I want y'all to stay tuned, man. I'm reading my man Rock Hill, man, doing lifestyle change on Monday, man. Y'all stay tuned for that shit too. But I'll be back next Thursday at a new location. Make sure y'all chime in, man. Go to my YouTube page. Yeah, the Rec Boys. I got you, Hub. Me and Doc was talking about you the other night, man. Make sure y'all go to my page, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hey, LeBron say who? My man right there, LeBron. Hub said the Rec Boys are gonna be the team to beat in 13U. And he played the Maryland Heat last year. So he got video. I got it too. He got video. Just in case somebody lied, Hub got video of that game, and I got it. So if anybody out there jump out there and say he lying, I got the video. Hub handling his business out there. So I know y'all say it was a scrimmage, but I see some of y'all count scrimmages. Yeah. Hey, scrimmages do matter, and some people's lies. So yeah, Hub got the film, buddy. Hey, y'all have a good one, man. I appreciate my man Shooter, man.
Yes,
and man, I really appreciate you, man. You really gave me some information I didn't even know, man.
Oh, man, I appreciate the opportunity. Anybody that listened to it, man, I pray that definitely I didn't offend nobody. Like I said, sports, sometimes when you speak it, you know, even if it's the truth and they go against you, sometimes you'll think somebody taking a shot. I wasn't doing nothing like that, man. I'm a fan of the area. And like I said, I'm a fan of everybody that won a national. Congratulations to all of them. And I'm just speaking what's been going on. From my perspective, you know what I'm saying? Somebody else may have another perspective, but I've been here a long time, man. I've been watching this thing, and, you know, a lot of adults get in the way of a children game.
Hey, man, anytime, no bullshit, before we go, man, I keep saying before I go, anytime LeBron, the boss, man, tell you did a good job, good shit shooter, man, you did something right. Because LeBron,
Man, he tough, huh?
LeBron is, hey, Sam, I thought I was, hey, Joe, I told shit, LeBron is terrible, Joe. That nigga worse than me, man. This nigga LeBron, hey.
That's why I'm glad I ain't on social
Joe,
media.
he the worst,
People
Joe.
screenshot me the stuff that's going on.
Hey, man.
I couldn't take it. I'm like, they go too hard on each other.
Hey, before I forget, man. Oh my God, I know I almost went the whole night, man. Before I forget this, man. Hey, listen. This is serious right here, man. I need everybody to make sure, man, that they chip in or do whatever they got to do. I just told them everybody tonight, man. I got a show on April the 4th. April the 4th at the fire station with JY. I'm not asking y'all to come out, but out of every ticket I sell, I'm going to give $5 to Nishi's family, man, off the ticket sales and some of the door proceeds, man.
Loss, man.
So, man, make sure that her twins all right, man, her daughter, man. So,
tough loss,
off my shows, I'm going to make sure that Nishi's sons got something. So, that's my part, man. I need to make sure that everybody make sure they all right, man. And so, rest in heaven, Niecy. Everybody gonna miss you. But I've been knowing Niecy. I know Niecy's whole family way before football. So just know, man, that her twins gonna need y'all, man. So starting on April the 4th, every show I do, I'm gonna donate some money to Niecy's twins, man. So I'm gonna do my part. Just make sure y'all do your part, man. So that's my word. Every show I do, regardless, if I make a little bit, I'm going to make sure the Niecy twins got something. Whether it's shoes, money, whatever they need, I'm going to do my part. Hey, do you mind, shooter?
Who that?
Maurice Vaughn.
Oh, yes, sir. Oh, that's the mayor. That's my man.
Oh, Binkin House.
Oh, Bink. Bink. That's my guy there, man.
Hey, yeah. Hey, they
Bink remember them wars back in the day? Bink was part of them wars.
Hey, they forget who Bink is, man. Bink is the trendsetter.
That's the mayor.
Remember when I said that? Binkin House, Maurice Vaughn, Dunbar's coach. He the one that made Binkin House famous. I told y'all. He gave him that swag with Toro. With Toro and them boys. That was Binkin House over there. That's why it ain't Binkin House, it's Binkin House. Check your history. See, them shit y'all didn't know. I remember somebody said something about y'all had all these coaches up there about Binkin House, and they didn't mention my man Maurice Vaughn. Maurice Vaughn made you niggas famous over there. Believe what I tell you. Mo Vaughn made y'all famous over there with that motherfucking swag with Toro with the hair hanging out his helmet.
Look, me and Bink, the only two guys that was able to play on a Monday night.
Oh.
On a Monday night up Cardoza. Not a playoff game, not a championship game. And it was standing room only.
Yeah.
Standing room, Monday night, regular season game, Marshall Heights against Beacon House. When you looked up in that crowd, you was like, God, the whole city was there.
Hey, Bink, hey, Bink, hey, Shooter did bring that up, Bink. Hey, Bink, let me ask you a question, Bink. Hey, was it holding against Shooter in that game, that playoff game? Was it holding?
That was championship.
Championship game when y'all went overload. They went overload, right? Was it holding? Bink, tell Shooter, was it holding? Hey, Bink, was it holding? Hey, he say facts, Coach Shooter. He definitely said that, man.
But guess what though? A testament to Bink. So when young guys want to know another thing they can do, when me and Bink played that game, Bink had the better team that year. My back had got hurt. Olu. Bink was very talented that year. Olu got hurt. He tore his tear fib against Nick team when Nick had Ron Darby.
Ron Darby and them, yeah.
He scrimmaged Nick that year, and they hit Olu, tore his tear fib in a scrimmage. That's why I don't like scrimmaging teams I may have to see in a championship or the regionals. Those are things that people don't know. So when people say, shoot, I ain't want to play so-and-so, I ain't playing no teams I know I'm going to have to play later because I ended up playing Nick in the regionals, but I wasn't strong no more because I lost my best player.
Right.
But they help the young guys out so they'll know when me and Bink played and we beat Bink, Bink ain't getting his pride. Bink was hurt about that loss.
Right.
But Bink immediately got on the phone like 2 days later and called and said, Coach Shooter, man, we got to talk about that game because I know I was better than you. What did you see? And me and Bink met up Blair when we watched Gary Pinckney beat that game. And me and Bink sat in the corner together and we talked about that game. Young guys versus doing that, they go against each other. Me and Bink had a long conversation about what I saw on his team and how I was able to get that win. That's my guy there, though, man. That's the mayor.
He said you made him a better coach.
Thank you.
Yeah. He said my man Trey said he learned a lot from Bink and Los. Man, go to hell with Los and Bink, man. They was talking that shit, man. Steve Northio. Nah, I'm playing, man. Hey, Bink, man, I love you, bro. Hey, anyway, man, appreciate y'all. Stay tuned next week, man, for the podcast. Bink, I love you, man. Hey, Bink, I need you on the show, man. 2 weeks. You got 2 weeks to get it together before the season starts for you, man. Appreciate y'all, man.